This is me, your brother, Brother Aiedee, the preacher with testimony. Welcome to Aiedee's Public Awareness Ministries, where we believe in community development through general knowledge, public issues, and evangelical presentations. Talking about slave trade in Africa, I want to ask if slave trade started from Africa or it was extended to Africa. And I'm not here to answer that question. I am only here to ask, to give you a food for thought, to give you something to think about after all that we've been through according to history. Is that not supposed to be a challenge to us? If slave trade did not start from Africa and it was extended to Africa, it means slave trade started from somewhere. Then they now extended it to Africa. When it got to Africa, they did not penetrate, I guess, without the help of the people of the land, without the help of our ancestors.
And it would be a mistake to just think that those who traded other Africans were only Europeans. Africans were also important, or rather some Africans were important, in selling captives and prisoners of war who were Africans to European buyers. The prisoners and captives who were sold were usually from neighbouring or enemy ethnic groups, and these captive slaves were considered by those Africans who sold them others, and not part of the people of the ethnic group or tribe that was selling them. African kings held no particular loyalty to them, and so had no problem in selling them off to European slavers. Sometimes criminals would also be sold so that they could no longer commit crimes in that area. Most other slaves were obtained from kidnappings or through raids that occurred at gunpoint through joint ventures with the Europeans as well as Africans.
We should try to educate our kids well about our situation. So when you say that white men brought us Christianity after enslaving us, who actually are these white men? Are you referring to the Moroccans or the Algerians or the Tunisians or the South Africans that are there, in the white South Africans that are there in Africa? Or are you referring to the Chinese people? Because we see all white skin colored people to be white people. So when you are telling a child that a white man brought Christianity after enslaving us, so who are these white men? That is another thing. Who are these white men? Even the Arabs, they were involved in slave trading. The Arabs, they sold black. They bought and sold blacks. So were these white Arabs that brought Christianity to us? These white Arabs that are not Christians, are they the one that brought Christianity to us? That is my question.
The European that brought this religion to you just to brainwash you, so that you cannot question them, the reason why they killed 48 million people in our land, the reason why they use our newborn baby to catch crocodiles in the sea. Now, because black people that don't have a lot of them need money. They don't want to have industry where these clothes will be produced. They are begging white picture brought to them by their enemies after enslaving them, after chaining them like dogs, after killing them like mini pigs. Now they brought a picture through aeroplane and told you that this picture died for a man from Kogi, died for a man from Edo State, from Anambra, Enugu, and the Ebonyi State. And the Ebonyi State man is calling St. Peter the Aso, Yobala Anyayo, St. John the Aso, Yobala Gayo, black man, Ibu Tobo. You have no sense of reasoning.
I don't see Christianity as a religion brought to us by a white man to compensate the atrocity, so-called atrocity that they say they have committed. Because in this slave trading, the blacks, the people, the Africans also played not a role, they played roles in selling out their own people. So it takes two to tango.
The family of Mubi stands as a middleman between the white and the black. So anytime the white men came to Badagry to buy slaves from the chief called Chief Sumbu Mobi, from a chief called what? Chief Sumbu Mobi. Chief Sumbu Mobi stands as a middleman. between the white and the black. But you always normally welcome the white. They welcome the white, but they speak his own language to the white. But they normally speak Yoruba language. Speak what? In Yoruba language. Normally speak that Emu Obije. Emu Obije. This is the kola. This is kola nut. Kola nut in Yoruba called Obi. Kola nut in Yoruba called what? Obi. The chief always speak his own language, the white man, that Emu Obije. Emu Obije. That's take kola nut and eat. Take kola and eat. That's the meaning of Emu Obije. So the white couldn't speak in English. The white couldn't speak his own language. The white man couldn't speak what? His own language. And the chief couldn't speak in English to the white man. And so anytime the white man came, the white man nicknamed the chief, Chief Mommy, Chief Mommy, Chief Mommy, because the chief always speaks Yoruba to them that Mobije, now nicknamed to Chief Mobije. So the family doing the slave trade, buying and selling people as slaves. But this is the money, the olden days money. And it was called what? Cowries. Cowries money. This is the olden days money called what? Cowries. So this is the olden days money. No, we are talking about this money in the over there. And this is the chain used on the slave neck. Now, this is used for the neck of the slave. This has been around the slave neck, not for the slave to run away. And this guide slave not to run away. And this has been around the slave neck for 18 hours with this heavy of this chain. Any one of you want to try this on the neck? Do you feel like trying it on the neck? You want to see how it is heavy? Oh, but let me try it first. Let me try it first. Should I try it first? Okay. Do you see now? This is padlock here, and the slaves who work with this on the neck, and they have to be on the single file. The chains long and being on the file. Work with this on the neck. This is called the slave. The chain used on slave neck. Now, obstacle. Sorry. So, now did you want to try? No. Now come on, try.
Oj, jag ska med. Pystyt sä olla?
Ei sä edes oo kai.
Ota semmonen orja-asento silleen selkeästi niinku keno. Odota. Älä hymyile, näytä kärsivältä. Kärsi.
No, let them try to.
Okay. Okei. Kine on kokeillut orjan kahleita.
Minäkin olen. Minullakin on ollut kaulassa ne.
Wow. Toi on aika kova.
Hei, lähtikää muutkin kokeilemaan. Se on harvinaislaatuinen mahdollisuus nyt oikein tästä kaaleita kokeilemaan.
Klatsi menee. Mäki menee, niin klatsi menee.
Olet reipas. Ei me ole sovittu mitään sellaista.
Joo, klatsi menee.
Ottakaa se teillä on täällä olkaa. Ei tässä nyt. Au.
Niin kun pitää tunnin, kuukauden, 2.
Pitää 15 minuuttia. Au. Paitsi. Impressive.
Now, this is used for the leg of the slaves. This used for leg of the slaves. For two people's leg. Walk together at the same time. Come.
No niin.
Now, let's join these two legs together. This is the one of the slave leg. This is just a sample. The one of the slave leg and that slave leg. Now, two people have to walk together at the same time. This is used for the leg.
Okay.
And they use padlock to lock the chair. To lock it here. And the slaves have to walk with this. Let's try to walk together. Now, you can see that two people walk together at the same time. Two slaves walk, yes. So this, the one for the neck and the one for the leg of the slaves. Now, this used for the mouths of the slaves. You know, two people are walking together and they are not allowed the two people to communicate. They didn't allow the two slaves to communicate or to eat anything in the farm. They perforated the two lips of the slaves. They have to make hole up here and down here. And they draw the lips of the slaves out of this place. And they use padlock to lock the slave mouth. This is just showing the sample.
Welcome to Aiedee's Public Awareness Ministries, where we believe in community development through general knowledge, public issues, and evangelical presentations.
This used for the mouth of the slaves. Now, this is used for the children. This is used for the children. This used to tie the hands of children. So they can join the hands of the children together, join the own hands of the children together, and get the children sit down somewhere and watch their parents busy working on the farms. This is used for the hands of children, not for them to be roaming about in farms or disturbing their parents. Now, this is called the anchor. This is called what? Anchor. The anchor used for stubborn slaves who refuse to work on farm. For the stubborn slave refused to work on farms, they force the hands of the stubborn slaves into their wrist, and they lose this knot, and they have to take the body of the slaves on top of the tree, and the one of the slaves hang on top of the tree for morning to night, and the slave have to suspend up for morning to night. So we can see that the whole weight of the body rests on the what? The one hand. The weight of the body of the slave rests on the one hand. So the hands of the slave suspend up and the legs suspend up, hanging on top of the tree. Not so you can see this is used for the hanging of slave on top of the tree. Now this is called the Now look at this one. Look at this. This is called the iron branded. The iron what? Branded. And this was set into the fire. And this is turned to the red hot irons. The masters turned the back of the slaves and used this one to write the names of the slaves, I mean the name of the master, the name of the owner at the back of the slaves. What's the name? Jide? Now, Jide. Now, this is Jide. Jide is from Nigeria, and Jide went all the way from America and bought slaves. So Jide had to write his own name at the back of the slaves. Jide, Nigeria, you wrote at the back of the slaves, so that when your slaves get to the Europe, they can be able to identify that this is the Jide slaves. This is the Jide slaves. Now, so they have to identify the slaves that you bought from Africa. So and they have to write the names of the slave, the name of the owner at the back of the slaves. Maybe the Jide bought 300 slaves. Jide have to write his own name at the back of all the 300 slaves. So with these red hot irons. And this also used for those that run away being caught. They have to put the leg of the slaves on the falling tree. Now the leg of the slave being on the falling tree just like this. Now they have to set this into the full leg. And they use hammer. The hammer to nail this one into the front leg of the slaves. Because they try to run away. They have to use this one to form the slave foot. Now this is the what? The cannon guns. The cannon guns normally shot 3 times in a day. Cannons shot what?
Excuse me.
Cannon gun shot what? How many times in a day? 3 times in a day. Morning, afternoon, and night. Morning, afternoon, and night. Morning, slave going to the farm to work. Afternoon, slave returning from the farm back home, back to the prison. But in the night, nobody should be stepped outside. In the night, nobody should be stepped outside. Anybody caught outside in the night, captured and sold into slavery. I'm talking about the indigene of Badagry. The indigene found outside in the night, captured and sold into slavery. Because Badagry indigene was not sold into slavery. The Badagry indigene was not sold into what? Into the slavery. Because slaves that we're talking about brought from hinterland, from different parts of the state in Nigeria, they brought slave down to Badagry. Slave was brought from hinterland, from different parts of the state in Nigeria, brought this slave down to Badagry. Badagry have a market. Badagry have what? A market, a slave market, where human being was sold. Where what? The human being was sold into slavery. Now, the name of the market that we have in Badagry, where they're selling human being, name of the market called Velecated Slave Market. What? Velecated Slave Market. V-L-A-K-E-T-E. Velecated Slave Market. Established in 1502. The market established in what year? 1502. That's the biggest, largest slave market that we have in West Africa. The biggest was largest slave market that we have in West Africa. It was called the Velecated Slave Market, established in 1502. But how many slaves were sold every day? How many slaves were sold every day? 300 slaves were sold every day. How many slaves were sold every day? 300 slaves were sold every day. Then, what are the things the white men using to buy slaves? What are the things the white men using to buy slaves? The white men have to come here with a gun. The one the hunters use for exchange of 45 slaves. They have to come here with a mirror for exchange of 35 slaves. They have to come here with umbrella for exchange of 40 slaves. They have to come here with a driving for exchange of 10 able human beings. And they have to come here with the packets of matches for exchange of 5 able human beings. And they have to come here with the spoon, exchange of 3 able human beings. These are the negotiation process to the point of no return. The negotiation process to the what? The where? Point of no return. There's a place in Badagry called the point of no return. We have to take a boat, a paddle boat, to get to the highland. So the highland is between the ocean and the lagoon. This water, it was called the lagoon water. So when we cross this water to the highland, so we say the highland is between the ocean and the lagoon. We have to walk on the island to see the Atlantic Ocean. And that's where we saw the door of no return. The door of what? No returns. So slave had to, one slave march through the doors and they load them into the bigger ship and take the slave, take away from Africa. taken to the Europe, Portugal, America, Brazil, different countries taking the slave trade. Now, there's a particular well on the middle of the island. The island we're talking about is between the ocean and the lagoon. We have what? A well. So the well, it was done by the whites that coming here to buy slaves. But they call the well attenuation well. The well, it was called what? Attenuation well. The well, it was done around 15th centuries. But any slaves that's marching on the route, they have to force the slave to drink the water. They force all slaves to drink the water because the well have been charms. The Africans have the powers. They have the spiritual powers. Was given to the white men. So the white men draw the spiritual power into the well of the slaves. And any slave that drink the water, slave lost their memory. Slave are not remember the place they're going or the place they're coming from. And they call the place point of no return. Journey to unknown destination. Because none of the slaves knowing the destination where they're going. And none of them knowing the place they're returning back. So that is the place called the point of no return. And this is the slave drinking water bowl. The slave drinking what? Water bowl. They have to tie the hands of the slave at the back. And they remove the padlock. No, they have the padlock from the mouth. They have to remove the padlock from slave mouth. And he told every one of the slaves to bend down. You know, slave have to bend down, drink. Slave bend down to drink water. Like slave are not use cup to drink water. They have to bend to drink water. And some of them getting injured, using their head to chop the edge of this, the blood fall into the water of the slaves. And the slaves still continue drinking like that. And this is the slave drinking water bowl. Now, this is the grave of the chief. The grave of the what? The chief. What's the name of the chief? Chief Sumbu Mobi. Chief what? Sumbu Mobi. Chief Sumbu Mobi stands as the middleman between the white and the black. But later, he signed the letter of the abolition of slavery. He later signed the what? The letter of the abolition of slavery with missionaries. And this is the Ajoga in Badagry traditional musical instrument. Badagry traditional was musical instrument. Only women playing this instrument, dancing and singing to the tone of the musical instrument. This is how the women in Badagry beating this gun. They have the different sound. Look at this, all this sound. This gun have the what? Different sound. This is how they're beating it. Now, this is another one. Now, this is some of the women being in the front. If 4 women have to be in the front, point this with the right hands. Now come and try it with me. Come and stay with me here. Let's dance together. Now, where's your hands? Your right hands.
Oh yes.
Hold this from here. Now, 4 of women standing in front. Point this. And you have to bend like this. Look at me very well. Bend like this. See me? Like this. This is how they beat it. Now, using this. Now, for this. Now see. Now, the women beating this, some of them being at the back, beating these guns at the back, and some of them being in the front, doing like this, singing with the tune of the musical instrument. You know, we have the language we speak in Badagry called Ego language. So people have to speak in their own language, dancing, to entertain the chief in Badagry. They always use to entertain the chief, or maybe the chief have any visitors coming, they have to use this one to entertain the chiefs. And this is the Ajoga in Badagry traditional language, beat by the women in Badagry. Ajoga. Badagry traditional musical instrument language beaten by the women in Badagry. Only women beating these guns. Now, thank you very much. Some of the male slaves working at homes, they do castrate some of the male slaves that work at homes. They call them domestic slaves. These are the people they call what? Domestic slaves. They are working at homes. They have removed the taste organs, not for them to perform anymore. So no, they are working at home. They've been, at home with the wife of their masters, not for them to have anything with their wife of the masters. They do castrate some of the male slaves. They're normally growing up abnormals, and that is the agony of the captured slaves. Agony of what? A captured slaves. And this is the dates when slavery was stopped in different parts of the country. Slave trade stopped in British West Indies, 1833. Slave trade stopped in Australia, 1861. Slave trade stopped purpose. Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, Captain John Brown, and Susan Lubashus. These are those that raised the abolition of the slave trade in Africa. But now we have some African people who participated in the abolition of slave trade. But because of the lack of the education that we have, our name was not written into the history book of the abolitions. But the slave trade finally stopped in Badagry 1886. After slave trade lasted in Badagry for 400 years. Slave trade lasted in Badagry for how many years? 400 years. This is the what we have in this museum. And this museum is managed by the family in Badagry called Mobi family. Thank you very much for coming to Mobi Family Slave Readies Museum. So my name is Mr. Ezekiel Soteji Diabunu. So the curators of the first story building in Nigeria. I'm also working here before. So I've worked here before, so worked here as a tour guide here before I was being moved to the first story building in Nigeria. So I have to be the manager of the first story building in Nigeria today. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
So when you're talking about atrocity, the atrocity was committed by both the Africans and the slave buyers. It was a collaboration. So who now brought the religion to us? Who now brought the compensation to us? Is it the black people that sold the blacks out, or the white people that came to buy blacks? So that is how I don't get it. That is why I said I cannot connect religion with slave trade together. I don't see Christianity as a religion. I've always told people that Jesus is not a noun. Jesus is a verb.
I heard that one. Jesus calls us not only into relationship with him, but to adopt the kind of practices that he used to live life to the full. Jesus calls us to participate in his life. And he uses words in such a way to help us explore those options. Jesus did not call us just to gather in religious museums and look at historical artifacts and have conversations about what used to be. He calls us to life with him. Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. A desire to pursue God is not enough. A desire to pursue God is not enough. There are a lot of people who do very bad things in the name of God.
That is why people think the white man has come to deceive us with Christianity. No, they did not come to deceive us. I can understand your pain when you say Christianity is a grave.
Christianity in Nigeria is a graveyard, dog to swallow our people in broad daylight.
Yes. The Nigerian branded Christianity, I will support you. The Nigerian branded Christianity, I repeat, the Nigerian branded Christianity is a grave dog to swallow our people alive. The Nigerian branded Christianity, it's like democracy in Africa. Democracy, like Fela said, he said it is a demonstration of grace. But actually, the meaning of democracy is not demonstration of grace. Whatever gets to Africans, it takes another dimension entirely. Democracy has come to us, but it comes to something else. So is Christianity. They brainwash in the name of God. They do everything in the name of God. They want to get things in the name of God because we fear and respect God. So the slavery and the Christianity, I don't think they are connected. If you say they use Christianity to subdue the slave, to make them fear, to make them more obedient to their slave masters, I will agree with you. But Christianity invented by slave master or by one person, I don't quite agree. I don't quite agree at all, because I don't like to argue these kind of things. Why? There is no amount of Bible school you will go. There is no amount of education you will have to want to try to defend God to who does not believe. No, you don't defend God. God will manifest himself, but you tell people what it is, what you believe, and how you believe in God. But people could make others talk badly or talk otherwise about God and about what you believe. And I also want to advise, if you are angry because some people are not living up to expectation, you should be careful not to insult a group of people.
The stupidity of a black man in the name of church and religion.
You can't just come out and tell me billions of people that their Jesus does not exist.
When I told you that Jesus is not in any way, he have not in any way to protect.
It is not good at all for one person to come out and talk against what billions of people believe. Nobody can come to your village and tell you that your God that you believe does not exist. Even recently in Benin, somebody in Nigeria was attacked by the Nigerians, not just by the Nigerians, by the Benis, for talking about the Oba. He did not talk to Oba, he was talking about the Oba. Oba is for everybody. You can't come out and stand against everybody. You know, when you do that, you become a public enemy. You can make 50 points, but with that, you will lose all your points. Everybody will be against you. You know, what is happening in the Christian world in Nigeria, what is happening in Nigeria in the churches, everyone knows, everyone sees, everyone understands that that is not real Christianity. So you can't come out now to criticize such and criticize everyone that believe in what they believe. If I am a child of a rich man and I don't behave like a child of a rich man, if I'm a child of an educated person and I don't behave like a child of an educated person, that does not give you, no, it does not give you the room to insult my father or my family. It does not give you the room. You insult me that is not behaving. Call me an idiot. Call me somebody that does not know himself. Call me whatever you want to call me, but don't insult my father because I am not behaving like my father does not mean you should insult my father. If you said I am disgracing my father, you are not insulting my father, you are insulting me. Because actually I'm a disgrace to my father if I don't live up to expectation. You understand? So when people that claim to know God, who claim to serve God, they don't live up to expectation, let them know. Don't jump then and begin to insult God. You don't do that. You don't do that. When you do that, you offend the people, you offend God. When you say Jesus does not exist, you are not only talking about, you are not only offending people in Africa, you are not only offending people in Nigeria, you are offending a lot of people. Jesus did not say we should not go to the hospital. Jesus did not say we should not build good roads. Jesus did not say we should not take care of ourselves when we are sick. He had made provision. God had made provision for all that. But if anyone wants to eat on you, listen, there's a difference between eating on somebody and eating from somebody. When people want to eat on you, they will prevent you from where you can get free solution, because when you get that free solution, you will not come and pay them for what they will tell you. So the free solution is you can treat yourself. You can go to the medical center to take treatment if you are sick. And I've said it before, if you are sick and a doctor is able to diagnose your sickness and give you medicine, and that medicine works, is a miracle. First miracle is the ability to diagnose your sickness. Second miracle is when the medicine works. So they said the earth is of the Lord and the fullness thereof. We are provided with everything. Whatever sickness you have today, there is a cure for it. The cure must not be laying of hands. The cure must not be that. The cure must not be laying of hands. There are things you don't expect miracles about. You don't need a miracle to pass your exam. You don't need a miracle to get rich. You need the strength of God. You need the power. He said he give power to make wealth. He did not say he give miracle to make wealth. You don't need to post anything sent to you to 13 people before you get blessed. It's a big lie. I have never seen any rich man in the world that have sent something on WhatsApp. Even before the invention of WhatsApp, there were rich people. So I don't get it when person will not. This is why people talk against Christianity and talk against God, because I don't get it why someone will send me something on Facebook or YouTube or on WhatsApp and say send it to 30 people and expect a miracle. How does that work? This is where we got it wrong, and that is why people through us insult our precious God. We should tell our children the truth about Christianity, not what they are practicing in our society today. So my dear, because somebody died by a motor accident, or you can call it a car accident, does not mean it is not good to drive a car. Because someone died by an accident does not mean it is not good to drive a car or drive on a road. What it simply means that the driver was careless or something went wrong in the car or with the driver. So is Christianity. Because people are using Christianity or killing people in the name of Christianity in our country does not mean Christianity is fake. Christianity is Christianity, following Christ. I decide not to say Christianity because Jesus himself was not a Christian. So the name came after he left. So Christianity means Christ-like. Why did I say it's the best thing that can happen to a man? Because when you follow the way of Christ, you will achieve all that you ever want to achieve. Not personal achievement, but as a nation you achieve. But people will not tell me, what about those people that don't serve Christ? Well, that is where you get everything wrong. There is no nation in the world that does not know about Christ. In every country that you think they have their religion, they still have Christianity there. But there is no religion that is spread to every country like Christianity, like following Christ is. Can you get that? Thank you very much for listening to this. And don't forget, I am your Brother Aiedee, the preacher with testimony. This is Aiedee's Public Awareness Ministries, where we believe in community development through general knowledge, public issues, and evangelism. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Bye-bye.